Two Tower Churchills is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a game of chimps using just 2 towers. I'm not fancying anything too complicated today, so we're going with 2 powerhouses, Wizard Lord Phoenix and Captain Churchill. But I feel the only difficult part of this entire tale is going to be able to place Churchill, because we're going to need him for a purple problem on round 25. Green balloons could pose a little bit of a problem here. Hit as many of them as possible. Oh, it's looking a bit precarious. Nah, gonna need to restart round 9. Holy moly, some last action was required for that. I was stuck on that for a stupidly long amount of time. Gosh, imagine struggling on Wizard Lord Phoenix and Churchill. Like, you must be some noob, man. Doesn't matter, we've got Wall of Fire now. I'm serious about the spot for Wall of Fire just because it's able to cover the exit of this center part of the track here. It has occasional access to this little portion of the map, which is nice, but at the same time, when purples come along here, they will be able to extinguish the fire, which is not as good, but for this portion of the game, we do appreciate it. Round 15, not a problem. Imagine if I jinxed it and died to a yellow balloon. That would just be the icing on top of the metaphorical cake. And we definitely have the fire to light up the candles. And here comes the almighty tank himself with his tank. Right, Churchill, you've got one objective in this entire run. Make sure all of the purple balloons are popped, and it's going to be much more reliable when we get the machine gun for Churchill, because it means he'll have more than just one thing to fire at the balloons, and that one thing won't be a slow firing cannon. We need to get monkey sense. Right, purple balloons, get tanked into death. So I don't know which of these two are going to give the most amount of pops, Captain Churchill or our wizard here. In quite a lot of niche combinations, only one of the 2 towers has the means of being able to pop a camo balloon or pop a lead balloon or be able to pop a DDT, whereas in this case both of these can damage and pop DDTs, which is really nice. I just need you to get your binoculars before round 45, dear Churchill, so that you will be able to pop those camo purple balloons. We need that, please. Please lower those binoculars of yours above your head that you have on your helmet, please. There. Well, you got, okay, maybe not that, but you got a cyborg binocular in place. It's not even that, it's an eye patch, for goodness sakes. A cybernetic eye patch is about 5% of the way to becoming a Terminator. With any 2TC involving a hero, you want to get your non-hero up to its maximum capabilities before you invest in levels, but there are certain niche cases where you definitely need to level up your hero in order to go through a particular round. So Quincy, in certain runs, needs to be able to level up to level 10 on round 49 so that he can be able to deal with the regrow problems on that round by using the Storm of Arrows ability, or in other cases the Storm of Arrows needs to be used on the round 49 ceramics. But then in other cases you need to level up Quincy to the level where he gains explosive arrows every 3rd arrow that he shoots out, which is a whole load of fun. Quincy's really annoying because he's an absolute powerhouse once you get him up to the later levels, but mid-game he's just absolutely trash. Speaking of round 49, not a problem whatsoever. We have 2 towers that are perfectly capable of dealing this round with ease. So both the Wizard's base price and the Heli-Pilot's base price have been buffed in Update 48. Buffed as in cheaper in our case. So the Heli-Pilot's been reduced from 1600 to 1500. By the way, this is normal price, it's not hard. And the Wizard's price has been reduced from, I'm trying to scroll through, 325 to 250. So that means in a half cash CHIMPS mode scenario, you're able to put down a wizard from the start. So it's not just a dart or attack shooter that can start a half cash CHIMPS mode. Speaking of the wizard, the Archmage has been given a nerf. Yes, his water fire was deemed too powerful against Mer-class balloons, but the upside is that those buffs have been shifted towards the tier below, where now the Arcane Spike now deals bonus damage against Mer-class balloons with its fireball attack and water fire attack, which is pretty neat actually, because it kind of makes it a bit easier in order to actually get to the Archmage stage by giving it a nice buff to its fire attacks. Right, purple balloons, Churchill, you are the man. You are the monkey, but you are definitely the man for the job here. I mean, fire don't do much against those purple balloons and their immunity to energy, frigid, plasma and fire. Final lot of ceramics, not a problem whatsoever. There we go. And round 64, 3 fortified Mer-class balloons, not a problem. By the time they get here, they will be incinerated. Brilliant. There are only a few things in life that you cannot solve with fire, after all. But in CHIMPS, you can now start with 2 Wizard Monkeys, which is pretty neat. Which means if you like to do a 2-tower CHIMPS with 2 wizards, I mean, number one, why would you want to do that? But now you can actually place your 2 TC wizards from the very start. You just need to get that upgrades afterwards. Yeah, there are 1 or 2 wizard combinations in 2 TCs, but round 25 is a bit of a tricky round to try and solve, I'm not gonna lie. You need to use your fireball explosions on a non-purple balloon and hope that there's a purple balloon nearby so that the explosion of the fireball can actually get in contact with the purple balloon, and then the purple balloon will be popped. Round 70, Wizard Lord Phoenix, hell yeah, now we definitely are Fugan. The uncertain if this is the best choosing of Churchill when it comes to his placement, but I'm happy with it regardless. Yo, Churchill, you always want to place him on a straight line so you can maximize his cannon's pierce, which is a very high amount, low attack speed, but high damage and high pierce. So we want to make most of it. Yeah, we need the wizard on strong, or not need, but it just means that it trickles down the strongest balloon on the screen before it gets into the death zone over here. 78, not a problem. Purple balloons, not a problem. Churchill can just take care of those. Oh, this is such a lovely combination. It's nice to do a very doable combination that's been done quite a few times over the different maps in this game. It's not always about finding those stupid niche combinations that just about works. Like Pop Sidon and Razor Rotors. That was hell to do. Before getting Pop Sidon and round 95. Here we go, ZOMGs. Yeah, this is going to be one of those combinations where the bad is going to get taken down quite quickly. But I would say that Archmage will whittle down a bad's health more quickly than a Wizard Lord Phoenix can. Although the Wizard Lord Phoenix is better against the masses than the Archmage is. Archmage is better as a damage dealer against Mer-class balloons, whereas a Wizard Lord Phoenix can just do a bit of everything, for goodness sakes. Besides purple balloons, please put down in the comment sections below if you would like to see a double wizard 2TC. I mean, that would be stupidly hell on earth. I mean, Archmage pod or Wulp pod are doable. But round 25, for goodness sakes, what a stupid round. You basically have to book to get Necromancer as soon as possible so that you have something that is reliable against the purple balloons. I know I keep going on about it, but I can't stress enough how important it is that the purple balloons are dealt with before the balloons escape the track. It's just miraculous that the yellow balloons that spawn on that round are regrowths, because you can manipulate them so that then they're not fully popped, so that then you can use Fireball on them. It would be nice to get some extra damage against the lead balloons. We've got a particular lead balloon problem in a few rounds. Here we go, level 15. I don't think we're going to get to level 20 with Churchill on this run. You can barely do it with the Lord of the Abyss, so this is over 35k more expensive overall, so yeah, not gonna happen really. Yeah, the Wizard has definitely taken the lead here when it comes to pots. I think it's just this Phoenix just giving it the edge, to be honest. Right, round 90. DDTs are... we need that armor piercing shells active so that you can actually do something against them. Can we do this without using an ability? The answer is yes. Although if you are in a pinch, just use the barrage ability against the DDTs, which we will do so on round 95, but we just got to keep in mind of our ability usage. In a lot of cases, you use Moab Barrage for the first 10 DDTs around 95, and from there you then use the armor piercing shells after that, which you know what, I should have just used anyways on this round. There we go, I should have just done that for the first time. There was no risk in that, but since this ability comes back quite quickly, me and my infinite wisdom decided, nah, we need to save it. I always think that by saving your ability, you can use it when you really need to use it. But then, like, never use it. It's like playing an RPG game and then having 999 of every single item, thinking that you might need to use them at some point, and then not using any of them because you've over-leveled your characters. I'm pretty sure some of you know that feeling of having that sort of mentality of hoarding every single kind of item, from small to large, having the maximum amount of quantity of them, but then not using a single item whatsoever because you think you may need them for later on. But then that later on never happens because you've defeated the game anyways. Okay, round 95. We've got a DDT problem on this round, but nonetheless, we will be able to do the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pop goes the magpies. Pretty cool skin though, actually, not gonna lie. Okay, we're just gonna use the Wizard Lord Phoenix to tear up the remaining DDTs on this round. Hopefully I didn't shoot myself in the foot there by using a lot of abilities on that round. Armor piercing shells. Okay, let's just use the Wulp ability again. This will be okay. Yeah, this is definitely taking the cake when it comes to the monkey star for show here, but you're still a powerhouse in your own right. But it's just that, well, it's very rare to see the Wizard Lord Phoenix get out pops when it comes to a 2TC scenario, not gonna lie. Yeah, level 18 is definitely doable. Level 19 though, I'm not too sure about. Possibly, but can we go through this round first? That is the big old question. We definitely can. We just need to use an ability like the Wulp to soften them up, and then hopefully by the time the end of the round comes along, we'll have our ability back. Listen, Flare Balloons, you're supposed to use these abilities. Why else would you have these abilities if you're not going to use them? Because I like to save my abilities for when I really need to use them. You may never know when you're going to go into a round, and then you may fail the next round because you decided to be silly and use the abilities too soon. Right, can we get through this round? Oh, it's looking a bit dicey here. Yeah, it's definitely going to take some microing. And also getting you up to level 18. Yeah, use for Wulp now. Hopefully we're able to get the majority of these fortified balloons encountered, but still looking very hairy here. Very hairy. Very hairy. Okay. We'll be able to use... Hopefully we can counter these DDTs by using armor-piercing shells. Moral barrage will be better served around 100, but we might actually need to use it on this round instead. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. Okay, armor-piercing shells. Still looking very dicey. Our problem is just that you just attack too slow. That's the problem that we have with this abomination. Or if we just use the warp ability on this round. Now that is definitely a strategy. I can't even do that. What about later on in the round? That's much better. Why didn't you just do that the first time, Flare Balloons? Well, hey, guess what? You should know me by now. If you've known me for long enough, you should know me by now, and I definitely make stupid decisions. But hey, guess what? We're in this together, okay? Right, the tail is bandaged. Wait until you have been popped before we use the barrage ability. There we go. And then the rest of it should be very easy, just like that. So yeah, Wizard Lord Phoenix and Churchill. Round 9 and a few other rounds in the 90s could give you a bit of issues. Every round 9 was the most difficult round, to be honest. So either starts with 9 and has a digit at the end, or it just has 9 on the round number, and you're going to have some difficulties. Yeah, it's just so that you can actually get Churchill down as soon as possible. That's the only reason why, really. If it was on an easier battle, maybe you could get Churchill a bit sooner because you can micro the wizard a bit more. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments sections below, and let me know of what other kind of 2TCs you'd like to see me do in the future on the channel. Please look it up on the channel first if I've done it already, and if not, please suggest it to me. But don't suggest something silly like transforming Tonic and Sky Shredder. I'm not Duke. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, and take care of yourselves.